Hey guys, everybody out there, Hugh here coming at you with my new weekly installment segment called The Game Code. What this is going to be is a weekly 5 to 10 minute video and podcast format where I go over my updates and weekly news that I have found to be important and noteworthy in gaming news. That could be new games that have come out, games I'm currently playing, cool things I've found in them, updates on conventions and gaming companies, or any possible launches, postponements, hopefully not that many this year, or new gameplay demos that we have seen from any new games. And to come to think of it, we couldn't have started on a better week. And this entire first time I'm doing this, and this entire first game code segment, we are going to be discussing the new Nintendo Direct that came out earlier, about Legends of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, where Mr. Anuma graciously showed us a new demo. So, basic rundown. It's been about 6 years since the last Breath of the Wild, since Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild came out, and the production on the long-awaited sequel Tears of the Kingdom has finally been completed. And like I said, Mr. Numa graciously went through and gave us some new gameplay demo that I'll be highlighting and showing some things here for the people who are watching, and I'll try to describe as much as I can to people who are listening to this on audio podcast format. But in the showcase, we do see a highlight of a bunch of Link's new abilities. We get about four main new ones that we get to see compared to the old Legends of Zelda Breath of the Wild game. Those new abilities, the first one we get to see in the highlight or showcase reel is going to be Recall. This one was really cool. In this video, we did see a block fall down from one of the new Sky Islands. Link went over and actually was able to jump on top of it, cast the ability Recall, and this just sent the object, which they did mention in this actual video, object backwards in motion from where it just came. And that actually then sent the block up like an elevator, having Link ride it to the Sky Islands. So lots of cool possibility here. I'm sure there's going to be abilities that we're going to see where possibly sending like enemy arrows back or enemy bombs or enemies themselves. Because I mean, I would consider an enemy an object. Moving on though, we did get to see, and this is probably the biggest ability that I'm really looking forward to, is called Fuse. This new ability allows you to take basic weapons. So the one they highlight is you have a stick that had fallen off of a branch from a tree. And we all know from the previous game in Breath of the Wild, if we had weapons, literally the moment we were getting into a groove or we thought we were good, that weapon would break. But we do see highlighted here that this new fuse ability allows you to combine two weapons together and what looks like increase the durability of the actual weapon and make the strength and damage it does much stronger. In this one, we do see a tree branch and a stone get fused together. I mean, another cool ability or another cool aspect of this was with arrows, where, say, for instance, if you're having issues shooting for like a distance target when you're hunting, you can attach an eyeball that you get from killing enemies, and it will actually become a honing arrow and go straight towards the enemy that you're aiming at. I really want to see if this works the same way on all weapons. So if I would attach an eyeball to, say, a sword and throw it towards an enemy, would my sword go flying right at that enemy and cause damage like they would have an arrow? So many capabilities. I cannot wait to try this out. Third of the four new abilities we did get to see was called Ultra Hand. To me, this was kind of this like an offshoot of Fuse, but there are new highlights and reels and images from the gameplay that show a lot of different like vehicles that have been out. Well, the cool part about this is you get to build those. The one we highlighted in the actual demo here was Anuma built a raft, and he built fans on there to actually move around with the raft. But you get to see that you can attach logs together. You can then rearrange the formation of that, and then you can pick up that entire object as a one big piece. So it's not just like only grabbing one piece at a time, and it's really kind of fidgety. It looks like you can combine it. It sees it as one big item, and you can move it around. So he really built a raft to get across a lake at the time, which is really, really cool. And then the final fourth new ability that we got to see this week in the Nintendo Direct is going to be called Ascend. This one, I think we've seen highlighted before in previous trailers, but it's one where if you are below a building or anything that has a roof, they did use the term roof. or ceiling, sorry. It has a ceiling above it. You are able to jump into the ceiling upwards, so up through the ceiling and come out on the floor above. I only pulled a little bit of footage here showing the original one where it was like a canopy or a building that he was able to go through with Link. But later on and I'll have the video linked where I pulled all these demos and things from down below. He does go into a cave and actually travels through the cave up to the top. So you don't have to use your reserves of energy to climb, possibly fall, have the weather make it slippery. So it makes it a lot easier to get on top of cliffs and things if you can find a cave. But those are the 4 new abilities. The other new things, real quick, at the end of the video, I didn't grab a screenshot of it. I'll put a post maybe on Instagram and Twitter. They are going to be releasing a new Nintendo Switch as well. It's going to be a Legends of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom Nintendo Switch. It looks sick. So cool. So awesome looking. If you haven't seen it, go find it. It is amazing looking. But yeah, like I said, this entire little segment called the game code again is going to be 5 to 10 minutes. I'm shooting for that. I think I'm right about that right now with all the information I've been giving. But yeah, this is going to be a weekly installment. Here's the first one. I really hope you all like it. And I hope to see you all continue to watch and have me update you on the weekly news for gaming instances. And I will see you all in the next one. See you.